Hey everybody, and welcome to the Prodigal Sons podcast, episode 10. It is our 10th anniversary of 10 weeks. It's the anniversary of 10 straight weeks we've done this. My name is Jared, and with me as always is...
I am Brian.
And I'm Ian.
Gentlemen, big holiday weekend.
Huge.
Oh, I'm sorry, shit. Hey guys, hold that thought.
Oh, everything's
Fucking Adam's
ruined.
here too. Fuck that guy. Anyway, how was your holiday weekends? What'd you guys do? I want to hear some interesting stories.
Go for it, Ian.
It was fairly glorious for, my life. We hosted Thanksgiving for my wife's parents, and
I'm already bored.
Yep. Well, that was good for me, though. So having company is uncommon. So we had company. It was nice. The meal went off without a hitch. I got to enjoy the National Dog Show and a day of football. After that.
Wow, I thought when I was talking to you on text that you were fucking joking
I
about
love
the dog show thing. Wow, you fucking loser. But go on.
You're just jealous.
You frat boy fucking dog watching loser.
So no, it was a good show. So then Saturday, it was a friend's birthday, so we went to State College and partied a little bit. And then Sunday, more football. And that was everything. That was glorious in my world. How about you,
Hold on
Brian?
a second. I got to cattle prod Adam. He fell asleep.
I had a good time. My pal Leonard and his family came out here for Thanksgiving. We hosted them and another couple that lives by us who it's their last Thanksgiving together before one of their parents is moving out here. I don't know. I don't remember if it's the in-law. I don't remember who it is, but one of them is moving out here. So they're like, well, we're gonna have Thanksgiving by ourselves. I said, might as well come on over and make it a party. So Kim cooked, and she ended up cooking 2 turkeys because she cooked the first
sexy.
one.
Keep going, man.
Yeah. And so
How'd she
Leonard
stuff
came
them,
out.
Man? How'd she stuff those turkeys?
Yeah. Tell me more. So
Go on.
So Leonard came out, and basically it was like we were back in high school, joking around and goofing around and talking about comics and video games and everything else that we talk about, even on the Dad's Distractions podcast, and a little more than that. And we ended up watching Doctor Who again. I watched it again. He watched it for the first time. He was watching it for his own show, so he could talk about it on there. And,
you want to hear something funny about that Doctor Who?
What?
Someone called you out for not knowing your shit about that, talking about it last week.
On what? Somebody commented on our site?
No, someone came up to me personally and told me.
It's my brother.
Adam's brother told me.
Oh, please do tell how I was called out.
Apparently, you got it wrong that when I had asked you, I can't believe I'm bringing this up again, but I asked you, I said, aren't they bringing in the new Doctor during this 50th thing? And you're like, yes, they did. Very briefly, they brought him in. But it turned out the guy that you were talking about was some other Doctor that was in some made-for-TV movies or something like that. Adam, you explain it.
They made movies to try to reinvigorate interest in Doctor Who. And the 12th Doctor was in one of these movies that never actually got made. So that was a callback to him like, hey, look, we actually cast him as a doctor, but he never actually was a doctor.
So what you're saying
your brother, go ahead.
That the new Doctor, this Peter Capaldi guy, was not in that show.
Please, Adam, can you please go tell your brother something very special for me?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he'll love this.
Hey, Brian, if you want to know, his name's Cole.
Cole, get really close to the speakers, Cole. I want you to hear this. Go fuck yourself. Peter Capaldi showed up in the 50th anniversary special when all the doctors showed up. He showed up at the end. You could only see his eyes. The reason they only showed his eyes is because they have not decided on what the TARDIS is going to look like or his wardrobe. So they only showed his eyes. Now, there was a special prior to the 50th anniversary special, a 7-minute special called Night of the Doctor. And in that special, they were showing how the 8th Doctor turned into a doctor that was never shown before, called the War Doctor, who was played by, oh crap, I'm terrible with names. Anyway, he showed up in the 7-minute special, and the reason it was a very special thing was because he has only been the Doctor on screen once, on an attempt to revamp Doctor Who in the 90s. In 1996, Fox did a TV movie.
Brian, you should just ended it at go fuck yourself.
No.
Just give him Cole's number and they can fucking duke it. Actually, they should fight. I want to see Cole fight somebody.
I just want to show that I don't know everything about Doctor Who, but I know enough to speak knowledgeably about what happened in the show.
Cole's kind of a know-it-all, so...
All right, so you proved him wrong. I mean, I couldn't dispute it. I didn't know shit. I was like, oh,
we
all
don't
right.
watch the fucking show.
Yeah, you fucking Peter Capaldi. You got it, man.
God damn, I right, I did.
All right, so go on with you. So you talked about Doctor Who with Leonard.
Yeah, he actually he does not watch Doctor Who. He is vehemently against it, and he only started watching some episodes in order to talk about them on his podcast, The Weekly Long Box, because his partner is a huge Doctor Who fan.
That's
so
two fucking podcasts you've already promoted on ours. Just to let you know, all right?
Yeah.
I'm promoting my other podcast, too.
I promote this podcast on the Distractions podcast.
Oh, you do?
See all the listeners we get from it? So,
yeah, we get Leonard, the guy you actually do it with.
Yeah. Wait, no. The guy I podcast with. I don't do it with anybody. Not even my wife, most of the time.
That's a thing.
So,
rim shot.
And so he liked it. He actually enjoyed it, and
he watched the 50th thing, or he likes.
Yes.
Oh, so just based solely on that, he'd never seen anything before that.
He's only seen one or two other episodes that his other podcast partner had said, "Oh, you might like this one. You might like this one," and he's like, "They were okay." But he said he genuinely liked this one. I had to explain some things to him going into it, but it wasn't very much. It was just enough to set the groundwork for what was going on.
Right.
And he said he genuinely liked it, and that maybe he would, if he had time, go and watch some more episodes. But since he's constantly telling me he has no time, I doubt it.
Well, that's a half a point for Doctor Who there.
Yeah. And Jared, what did you do for Thanksgiving?
Well, honestly, guys, mine was almost just as boring as yours. Well, actually, no. Yours seems exciting for you. Boring for me, but mine was boring. I just went and had dinner with my mother, and then I proceeded to watch a shit ton of movies and play video games till I had to go to work, because I had to work this weekend, so it was pretty...
Did you get your first Hanukkah gift?
No, I didn't get my first Hanukkah gift, but there's a good reason why I didn't get it. Because I'm not fucking Jewish. That's the reason why.
You Jew bastard.
I did not get a Hanukkah gift. I hate to disappoint.
Aww.
I get what they call atheist Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens gifts.
I don't know what any of those things
I think
mean.
they're Christmas.
You don't know who
Other
either
than
of
the
those two
atheist
guys
thing.
are?
No.
You fucking dirty theist.
Are they atheists God and Jesus?
You fucking dirty Sagittarian. Yeah, that's right. I just put a BSG joke in there. Yeah, so, but I did get to watch a lot of movies that I hadn't seen before. Movies that I've been putting off for a long time.
Oh, I'm very interested to hear what those are.
What did I watch? I watched... Fuck, I am totally drawing a blank right now.
Catwoman.
No, I didn't watch Catwoman. I've never seen Catwoman. I watched Underworld Awakening, the latest Underworld movie that came out.
Yeah. I have not seen that one either, so
Yeah,
sorry.
you're not missing much.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it was actually kind of interesting. There was some pretty neat choreographed fight scenes in it, but it had some really subpar CGI in it, which kind of took away from that. And it also had Charles Dance as a vampire lord, which was kind of cool, but he was not nearly as cool as the character he plays in Game of Thrones. So,
Who is Charles Dance?
he's Tywin Lannister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, in their effort to get all kinds of cool vampire lords, you know how they had like Bill Nighy,
Yeah.
English actors like that. They got Charles Dance, but he came out and he was like Tyrion Lannister would just bitch slap this guy around. That's how I felt about it. So I saw that. I finally got off my ass and watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, very timely.
I know, it's only about 9 years old.
Yeah.
But according to Netflix, I needed to watch this movie because it kept popping up all the fucking time. And finally, I had found myself with like an hour and a half, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll watch it. And you know what? I really liked it.
I have not seen it in a very long time. I saw it once in the theaters, and I've seen it once on video or whatever. And I don't. Does it hold up? I guess. Does it still?
To me, it held up. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Well, if you enjoyed it,
it's. Let me tell you this way: since the last time I saw it, which was 2 days ago, it still held up.
what I'm saying is, 9 years later, is it dated in any way? Is it?
No, I would say you could watch this at any time and not, you wouldn't see the date.
Okay.
You wouldn't. It doesn't feel dated. No.
Well, I mean, not to mention the fact that part of it is very science fiction-y about the whole being able to erase memories and shit. So
it's so brief in the movie, like the little scenes where you see things disappearing, or they do a lot of shit where it's just like faded. Things get blurry.
Yeah.
So it's as far as special effects, it was just basically, you could do it with a regular camera. Just put a glass in front of the camera and then move the glass and start filming again. It's basically how things disappeared in that movie. But I liked it. I don't know if I liked it because I'm in kind of a similar situation where there's someone I'd like to forget right now. So I was like, wow, this is speaking to me. It's speaking to my heart.
Is it Gollum? Is it Gollum you're trying to forget?
Yes.
It's Jar Jar. Don't lie.
It is Jar Jar. But even still, you know what it was and why I had probably put that movie off for so long was I might have seen the trailer for it when it was coming out, and they really pushed the scene where Jim Carrey is playing himself as a small child.
Under the table?
Yeah, and acting like a doofus. And I was like, oh, it's just another dumbass vehicle for Jim Carrey to act like a moron. I don't want to see this. I didn't realize that was really just one scene in the whole movie. The rest of it, he plays it pretty straight.
Yeah.
Which I liked. And I fell in love with Kate Winslet's character of Clementine. I was like, oh my God, I want that girl. I love damaged women, and I was all about that.
Hot. That's hot.
It's very hot. You got daddy issues? I'm down with that.
So you just reminded me that you're saying that you have somebody you'd like to forget. When I was speaking to Leonard, he was very, boy, what's the word I'm looking for? Curious about your online dating that we've mentioned on the show.
See? The curiosity just builds. It's really no...
So you had talked about Gollum.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. When you had said that before, I'm like, why would I want to forget a character in Lord of the Rings? I didn't realize you were referring to my old dates.
The Hessian Gollum.
Yes,
and
there you go.
And then, so you spoke about that one on the podcast, and I believe that you had mentioned it in another show where there was a discussion we had that did not make it to air.
Right.
So he's like, boy, so there's been at least 2 of these awesome stories he has that have gone awry. He's like, how many of them have gone well? I'm like, well, he says, Jared says he does okay, and that it's decent. And he's like, I just don't get it. I don't understand. He's like, I figure that every single thing on these profiles is lies. That's the way I would look at it. And I said, well, he's trying to be open-minded.
Okay, I would say, first of all, there's a third story now that I probably could tell if you want to hear it.
Please.
I'll get to that. But let me to answer Leonard's question. I would say for the most part, 90% of the women's profiles on these sites are legit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, because they're in it to actually find somebody.
Let's face it. Women are in the world of online dating. Women are truthful and angelic, right, in their emotions and their wants. Men are dirty fucking scumbags in online dating. Like when I talk to a lot of women on there, I invariably always ask them about their past dates and the horror stories that I hear. The shit that I've gone through doesn't even compare, right, to like guys.
Well, no, because you're on the other end.
I'm on the other end. Right?
You're their horror story.
No, well, yeah, but you see, I've only out of all the online dates I've ever had, I would say I'm throwing a lot of percentages out. 5% have only led to nothing, right? The other 95% have led to me banging them or dating them, right?
Sure.
Now,
So Oh man, so how many fucking dates are you going on?
A lot, dude. I have one tomorrow.
I mean, if you're throwing out 5% turn into nothing, and we already know of 2 stories in the past, 3 weeks, or, no, 10 weeks.
Okay, well, I should let me change that. 5% where I'm actually interested in the girl, too. So, there's that other percentage of dates that I didn't count in that where, I walk into it, and I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm touching this person, and I hit the road. Right, where it can't be a horror story with me fucking shit up because I'm just not into it at all. Maybe they are telling horror stories to cover their own asses in the end. I don't know. But I can only think of a few where I was into somebody on that date and that person was probably not into me and nothing happened. I would say that's about 5%.
Okay.
The other 95% usually something happens. But the stories that I hear from the other end, I mean, straight up legit guys putting pictures on that are not them.
Wow.
Right? That are other people and showing up to the date and being a completely different person. Other stories involve showing up and bringing gifts and flowers and stuffed animals. I mean, who the fuck does this on a first date? And then at the end of the date claiming that they love the person.
Wow.
This is the kind of stories
that's bonkers.
Yeah, that is completely off the wall. Also,
I could see flowers. I could see a small, a flower, even just a flower or something. Just be like, oh, hey. You know,
I really think that that's a bad move.
Okay.
Only because I try to keep the dates very loose. Very loose. We're going to meet at a bar. We're going to have a drink. I'm not bringing flowers. I'm not doing a whole fucking production because why would you do that with somebody you've never met?
I'm not saying a production. I'm saying a small something, but I can understand also. Sure. Seasonal arrangement. I could also see why it would be frowned upon.
Sure.
So I'm not saying that I would show up with a bouquet of roses. I'm just saying I could understand a small token of some sort, not the fucking giant bear from the carnival, bringing that over to the table.
I could see that more in a situation where it's somebody you might have known for a while and then you ask them out. I don't know. It just seems very, you don't know where this could go. This person could look at it and think it's the greatest thing in the world, or they could look at it and be like, this guy's a fucking psychopath.
Right.
Why even leave that door open?
Jared, for this
They'll
part
find
of the
out soon
YouTube
enough.
video, put a picture of me when you're talking about the psychopath. It'll be perfect.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be. Yeah, that's right. You guys don't know what Adam looks like. But
I do.
He looks like he could be on Duck Dynasty, sort of.
Thor mixed with Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, Thor mixed with Duck Dynasty. So I don't. So with Leonard's comment about all the I don't believe that any of the girls are bullshit in their profiles. The only thing I think that the girls do tend to bullshit about is a trend that I tend to see through all the profiles is that they talk about sports all the time. And I love the Yankees. Oh, I love the Giants. Oh, I'm a big this and that. Blah, 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 blah. And I really think that they only put that in there because they think that the guys want them to be into that. I just can't imagine there's that many women into sports.
I feel that they're losing a lot on that because there's people like you and I who can give an F less about sports. And then there's dudes who be like, I don't want to fucking watch sports with this chick. I want to go and have time with the guys.
Yeah, they do. They have it ass backwards in a way because most guys, not counting Ian because I'm sure Ian likes to watch football with his wife, but mostly sports is a man's group thing. We're going to the bar, we're hanging around, we're drinking beers. They don't want women around. But I think that these women think that. So I do see that a lot on the profiles. And unfortunately, since I see it so much, you could show me the most beautiful girl in the world, and her whole profile could be list of shit that I'm into. But at the bottom, if she puts in, oh, I'm a giant Yankees fan and I never miss a game, I'm like, fuck her.
And it just turned the rest of her thing into possible lies.
Yeah, I'm just move it off. I go, I don't want to deal with this. So that's basically what I have to say about that. If he has more questions, he can ask me.
What?
I had nothing to offer because obviously this is something I've never experienced other than the fact that I actually met my wife online, but not through an online dating site.
Brian, you are my inspiration every time I log on to one of these sites.
When you hear the modem...
No, because a lot of people have said to me before, they're like, oh, I can't believe you do that. And I go, well, look, first of all, I live in a small area, right? And meeting somebody, it's impossible to meet abroad at a fucking bar. I'm sorry, a woman.
No way, that really takes it down.
A dame.
A cum dumpster. Because if you go and talk, if you're sitting, picture yourself, you're sitting in a bar, and say you're with some other guy or whatever, you're with a group of few guys, and there's a couple girls sitting down at the other end of the bar. They're nowhere near you. If you go over and talk to that girl, you are basically putting out right on Front Street, I think you're hot and I want to fuck you. Because there's no other reason for you to go down there and talk to that person other than that reason. Would you agree?
Right, but I see no difference with the online.
Doing? Right.
No, with the online,
Lies.
I'm already getting a little insight into your personality.
Not-
I've looked, you know
no
what I'm
dice.
saying? Yeah. In a bar, I don't know anything about your personality. I don't know if you're married. I don't know anything about you other than the fact that you got my dick a little bit hard and now I'm drunk enough to come buy you a drink.
Isn't that fun, though? That's
No,
not fun?
I do it. But I'm saying...
Don't get me wrong.
It's a
I'm
hard
desperate.
sell, man. It's a hard sell. So,
and
so that's why I go on to the online dating, mainly because the area is small and it's hard to meet women. But when anybody ever says this to me, I bring up 2 points to them. I bring up the one I said, listen, I have a friend who met his wife online and has been married for fucking, who knows, 10, 15 years now?
13, 14, the 12.
Wow, you are a
It's gonna be
horrible
13.
husband.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say 15.
No, it's 13. It's 13 next year.
13 years, has 2 kids, and has a blissful, happy marriage, right? 2, my ex, like my last big ex, I met online and dated for 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
What about
you
your
know, it's not-
poor forgotten third component to the podcast?
what do you say?
I met my wife online.
Did you really?
Absolutely.
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
I did not know that
Kelly
either.
and I-
Ian, you're so tight-lipped about your relationship.
Sorry, Kelly and I met on Match.com.
Oh my God, really?
Yes, absolutely. We started dating, and here we are, 7 years later.
Well, there you go. Now I have an extra story to tell.
Absolutely, I'm totally pro online dating for the reasons you stated. It's because it expands your area to 5, 6, 7 times your normal size. You go outside of your little comfort zone, and it's the other, like when you were saying you don't know anything about the people in the bar. The other people on this sign or on the sites are looking for a relationship.
Exactly.
That's why they're on the site as well, and so it's easier to find a date. And I'm also with you you have to be I don't want to say aggressive with online dating, but you have to keep trying and trying and trying. I messaged maybe 50, if not 100 different people in a 6-month period on Match.com before I met Kelly. I mean, if you
Did you just have a
yeah.
bot that did that?
but you just have to you see someone's profile.
Hello, I am Ian.
And
It's
if
a-
it looks
it's
kind
a
of
numbers
interesting,
game.
you just got to fire it out. You can't just sit around and hope that someone pokes you or sends you a wink and then maybe you'll
Oh my
write
God,
them.
yeah.
That's
Ian,
absurd.
If you're a guy, if you're going to sit there and be complacent and not be active on it, you're never
Right.
going to get very rarely do I get unsolicited messages from women.
Absolutely.
And when I do, they're women that I would usually not. You know what? Let me take that back. I would say 90% of the time, they're women that I would never, ever, ever message. But this girl that I'm going out with tomorrow, believe it or not, messaged me first.
Nice.
Yes, she messaged me. And she's a stand-up comedian, and so I'm hoping for like a whole Sarah Silverman kind of vibe.
Oh.
We'll see.
Don't build that up, man.
I know.
Should be Rita Rudner.
You fucking asshole.
Or that other, oh boy, who's she'll be Lisa Lampanelli. Oh God,
I'm not
I
black.
fucking hate her.
Yeah, you really killed that.
No, I know.
Yeah, I'm not black.
No,
Right.
Why can't she
I
be
can't
Whitney
stand her.
Cummings?
No. See, that'd be okay. That'd be right up your alley. She's
Well-
not very chesty, though.
No,
super
but neither
damaged.
is Sarah Silverman. But
Right,
Sarah
Sarah
Silverman
Silverman
turns
is-
me on.
Sarah Silverman's got a nice rack on.
She-
She
does
turns me
not.
on in such dirty ways.
She does. She
Yes,
does
she
for
does.
me too. No, I saw her nude, and it was a big letdown.
Oh, in that movie where she's taking
Yeah.
a shower? Yeah.
Wow, I was like, oh my God, Sarah Silverman's. Oh,
What were you expecting?
I'd glory. I don't know why.
I've seen
I
it.
had a big fat crush on her for the longest time, and now I just prefer her with her clothes on.
Please keep talking. Put your clothes on and keep talking. You're funny.
Here's a microphone and a brick wall. Will you just do your act for me?
I know a few ladies at work. In fact, I went out with them after work last week for a beer or two, and we were all sitting around, and the topic of online dating came on because they all do it or have done it.
Really?
And they said basically the only way to meet anybody anymore is to pretty much do that.
Agreed.
It is. It's really no. I would say the stigma of online dating is gone.
I agree.
In the beginning of the internet, it was a very creepy thing.
Back in my day.
Right.
Back when you met your wife, I would say it was highly unlikely because I don't even think there were really any major dating
we were
sites.
fucking using dial-up modems to get onto fucking AOL and Prodigy. There were MUDs and fucking MIRC and shit going on. There was no Match.com shit.
That's where I got all my chicks when I was living in the city in MIRC.
MIRC, baby. Woo!
I'll never forget. I met this Asian girl on there. We were talking and this and that, and I finally got her back to my place in Jersey City, and I banged her. And I called Brian up, and I go, "Yo, Brian, I just banged this Asian chick." He goes, "Was her pussy sideways?"
That's glorious.
And then he asked, I don't know if it was you. I can't remember who asked me. Then the next person, someone else asked me, goes, "Yeah, I hear those Asian girls have really dark nipples. Were they dark?"
That wasn't me.
See, that seems more plausible.
I know that the other one is my old
The other
joke.
one's just funny. I've only ever had one person ask that legitimately because they were dumb. But Brian's delivery was much better.
Yeah.
Jared, don't leave us hanging. Do they have dark nipples?
Yes, they do.
I knew it.
Based on this one, yes, they all
On
do.
a side note, this girl went above and beyond the Call of Duty and got me Bruce Campbell's autograph one time.
Ooh, that
in
was
the book.
thoughtful.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, can you believe
Yeah.
that? And that was after months of me never calling her again.
Wow.
You must have been really good in the sack.
And I got horny one night and I gave her a ring.
Just did one of those. Just never told her.
Oh my god! You want to hear about my last date?
Did you booty call that Asian chick after not seeing her for months?
Yes. And
Jesus.
I got her again. And then the next day she got me Bruce Campbell's autograph, and I never called her again.
Wow. That's
Wow.
Oh,
classic, Jared.
did I fail to mention that I'm also a fucking asshole?
We know that.
Well, we know that, but yes, for our listeners may not.
Oh yes, I am so picky with my women. It's ridiculous, and I really have no right to be because I'm an ugly bastard.
Fact.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where I got this from, but let me put it this way. Well, this doesn't count because I don't think anybody could have spent any amount of time with this girl. I went on a date last week, chatted this girl up for a couple days online, and she was very, like, usually, there's like I don't know if it's a protocol or just a set of guidelines that you follow with girls when you're talking to them on the dating site. You just don't come out right away and be like, "Oh, let's go out," because you're just never going to get anywhere with that. I usually like to talk a few days, move that to text, move text to fucking phone to date. And you following that?
Yep, logical.
That's a lot of work.
It's logical. It's a pain in the ass sometimes, but this girl, I just briefly had mentioned, I think we talked 2 days, and we hadn't even moved to the text stage yet.
And she reached out to you, right? This is the girl we're talking about?
That's this girl I'm going out with tomorrow. This is a new girl. This will be a first date with her.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Got it.
I was in a mood because I don't want to get into too much specifics, but I just got my heart trampled on by somebody else. So I was looking for some meaningless sex. So we had talked 2 days, and then I think I just mentioned, I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing tonight?" And she said, "Nothing." She said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Nothing." And she's like, "Oh, we're both not doing anything," which was that was the go. That was the green light. And I said, "Come on." So I said,
Oh, clearly. No, you're clearly right.
Right, I'm right. So I said, well, listen, I go, normally I'd ask you out, but I said, we've only been talking for a couple days. And she's like, "Oh, well, what's the big deal? It's not a big deal." And I was like, "Oh, please, now you're fucking waving me in with the fucking airline landing strip fucking sticks." Yeah. So I said, all right, so we made plans to hang out. That night, I fucking jumped in the shower. I drive out there. Now, here's the thing. She doesn't have a car. So I got to pick her up at her house. That is unheard of for online dating. Especially for
here, this is where I live.
Yeah. I'm like, you're telling me where you live, and you're getting in a car with me, and we've only been talking for 2 days. And I actually scolded her for that when she got in the car. I'm like, "You're out of your fucking mind?" And she's like, "Well,
Now let's go bang.
Yeah. So I don't think
the most
there's any
uncomfortable
worry.
of places.
Yeah, I don't think there's any worry of this girl ever listening to the podcast. But so she gets in the car. We got out to the bar, and this girl was like talking to a fucking brick wall. She had no personality. Zero fucking personality. If you asked me to describe her personality right now, there is nothing I could come up with. I could tell you what she was wearing. That is about it. Right? She's not talking. She's very, very shy. I'm getting nothing out of her. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this is not going anywhere. This is not going to happen. So, Jared, have yourself a couple beers, hit the fucking road, and chalk it up to the 5%. Now, was I attracted to her? Physically? Not really. She's not bad looking, but she had a nice set of tits. And I was kind of curious what those looked like, which kind of kept me on the road. Otherwise, if she were flat-chested, I probably would have left. Did I mention I'm a fucking asshole?
Yes.
So I'm under the impression that she's just not into it, right? And I'm really doing my best to, like, draw shit out of her. I'm asking her questions. I'm doing all this whole fucking song and dance. And I really think I'm not getting anywhere. Then, Ian, she gives me the green light.
Ooh.
The green light being, I had mentioned to her, I said, Jesus, I said, it's really fucking loud in this bar. I'm like, I can't hear a goddamn word you're saying. And she goes, maybe I wanted it that way so you can lean in more.
Holy smokes.
That's it. That's all I needed to fucking know at that point.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Get her
You
back.
hot man, you. I need you to lean in closer to me so I can
Exactly.
see you. Oh.
I get her into the car. I start kissing her. I suggest we go back to her place. She's not so keen on the idea. I kiss her a little bit more. She's like, let's do this. So get her back to the place. Right. Meanwhile, I still don't know. The only thing I picked up out of this girl is that she liked Mariah Carey as music. And to be
Dude,
quite
there's
honest with
so
you,
many red flags here. Like,
yeah, if that were on her profile, I probably wouldn't have messaged her.
right.
But at this point, I'm kind of in already. I'm kind of entwined a little bit.
So far, you're like, cons. Likes Mariah Carey. Cardboard for a personality. Let me pick her up at her house. Doesn't know who the fuck I am. Pros. Big titties.
Right.
Okay.
That was pretty
Make
much
sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah. If you wanted a little recap.
Yeah.
Get her back to her place. I do my business. I bang her. Make up some fucking excuse. I got to get the fuck out of there. I got to work the next day. I might have actually had to work the next day. Right? Hit the road. As I'm driving home, I'm thinking to myself, boy, you really are a fucking asshole. You have no intention of ever fucking calling this girl back. Or anything. And she was all very much into, like, I'm looking for a relationship, blah, 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 blah. Just to show you.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah.
Because that's all I was fucking hearing.
And quack, quack, quack.
Yeah. So I get home and I'm like, well, she's going to be in for a big surprise because I'm not going to ever fucking answer her again. But she did see. Now I have another problem. My problem is that I don't want people to think I'm a fucking jerk. Right? I know.
It's a secret.
Cat's
This is
out
crazy.
of the bag, my friend.
No. People who don't know me.
Oh.
You guys, Adam, you all know I'm a fucking dick. So, and why I would even care, I don't know, because it's not like I'm ever going to see her again. But she does mention to me on the way out, because I said to her, I go, you have any regrets? And she goes, we'll see if you talk to me tomorrow or not. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
9
fuck,
months.
now I'm going to have to talk to her tomorrow, because I don't want her to think I'm a dick. And in most cases, where me and, if I want to break up with somebody, like say I'm in an actual relationship and I want to break up with somebody, I will be so passive aggressive and make you break up with me. Right? That's how I operate. I will not just come out and be like, I'm breaking up with you. I'll make it so I'm the good guy and you're the fucking cunt that broke up with me. That's how I do it. Do I need to be in therapy? Most definitely. So on the way home, like, I have no intention of ever seeing this girl again, but I will talk to her tomorrow, so she still thinks I'm a good guy. She talks to me, come up with some bullshit. Then the next day after that, I think I was sitting around, I think it was like a Sunday night, and I'm feeling a little squirrely, got nothing going on, I didn't have to work the next day. She starts texting me. I'm like, maybe I'll double dip. Maybe I'll double
Such a
dip on this.
dirtbag, man.
Oh, guys, it gets so much worse.
Ooh.
So I go decide. So now, listen to this. Before I leave the house, we had decided that I'm coming over again. She texts me and says, listen, I don't want this to be all about us banging. I want you to know that I'm kind of into you, so I want to take things slow. Right?
Damn it.
Which I type back. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, baby. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to come over and hang out. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to fuck this chick tonight, and I'm going to figure out some way to do it. So I get down there, and we're watching TV. Oh my God, I can't even begin to tell you how fucking blank this chick is. Like, there's just nothing going on in the room. There's nothing going on in her head. She's got nothing to fucking say to me.
Let's watch the news.
Yeah, I mean, like, she just is like she's like watching TV. That's what I do. She doesn't have a job. I mean, there was I was actually kind of amazed. Like, you could do an experiment on her, like just her sitting in a room, just doing nothing. This is what she does. So, you know, I start putting the moves on her and whatnot, this and that. And then my fucking key move there, I'm fucking giving, if any broads ever listen to this, I'll never get fucking laid again. You know, I give the whole, meanwhile, I know exactly what I'm doing, right? I start messing around with her, and then I force myself to stop, and I go, no, you didn't want me to do anything, I'm sorry, which instantly makes her want to get more. It's a whole fucking back and forth thing. So I do all that shit.
It's very complex. You wouldn't understand it.
It's actually not complex. It's just, you know, that's my move, and she fell for it.
It's a proven
Reverse psychology.
system.
Yeah,
Got it.
you know,
The dentist system.
I'm sorry, you didn't want to do that, and then I'll be like, oh, I can't control myself. I'll stop. No, back and whatever. So anyway, I fuck her, and I instantly want to get the fuck out of there and leave. Right? So,
Oh my God, I left the oven on.
I can tell you a story with an excuse that is so fucking off the wall. It's so ridiculous. I once told a girl my mom just texted me and fell down a hill and broke her ankle. I had to go take her to the hospital.
Jesus.
Why was there
She didn't want to see the text for proof?
Yeah, even your lying is mediocre.
Yeah, Adam knows this story.
That's a sad story.
And she bought it. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. So, I spend at least 15 minutes after I fucked her, like, dicking around in the apartment, getting ready to leave. And this is 2 days before Thanksgiving that this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, she starts asking me about what I'm doing for Thanksgiving and this and that. And I'm like, well, I'm not coming here, right? I go, I have plans with my mother. I'm going out with my mother for dinner and this and that. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, well, what about tomorrow? I said, tomorrow I got to work. So tomorrow was that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. She says to me, she goes, you know, tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary of my mom's death.
Oh, boy.
And continue to next week's episode. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, wow, that's horrible, right? And I'm like, she's going to want to talk to me tomorrow, right? Oh, fucking A. So get up and leave. Come home. She's texting me the next day about her mom, and she's feeling sad. I don't answer any of the texts.
Block.
Comes into Thanksgiving. She sends me a happy Thanksgiving. I don't answer her back. Right.
You're terrible.
Next day comes. I don't hear anything. Yesterday, I get a text. You're a fucking asshole. I can't believe you lied to me. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm a bad person. What do you want from me?
There's no doubt. On these dating sites, can past dates leave comments on your profile?
Oh, hell no. Are you kidding me? If that were possible, I'd never do any of this shit.
Now, these most recent debacles, we'll just assume that we'll pretend like this last story wasn't entirely your fault, but have they all been generated from the same dating site, or do you frequent many dating sites?
I usually would just spend my time on one in particular. I do not want to say what it is because I don't want
That's
to
fine.
looking me up.
We know it's J-Date. We already established that.
Please.
No, because
First of all, I live in the middle in Pennsylvania. We all know there's no Jews around here.
right, and well, it just everybody knows. Depending on what site it is, it tends
Well, wait, let me
you tend to
finish.
find different calibers of relationships based on
I
the
didn't
site.
get to finish. So I
good
primarily use this one site, and just recently, in the past couple weeks, I went to this other one that I don't know why I never went to that one. I hear about it all the time. It's on the radio and shit like that, but I went to that one.
Oh, good.
So I've been splitting my time between the two.
Because you worked up enough of a reputation for yourself with the other one that you have to find somewhere else new to shit?
No, because,
Like I said, Brian, they
I
can't
know.
leave comments.
right.
I know.
Because there's some that are more for the Jareds of the world, and the other people who are looking for relationships stay with other sites.
Oh, if
Is
you're
there-
talking about like something like Adult Friend Finder?
No, I'm talking about like if you were looking to meet someone there's something slightly more reputable about like a Match.com, because you know that not only you, but the other person has shelled out the same $40 that you have shelled out in hopes of finding this other person. However, if you're spending all your time on something like Plenty of Fish, you're pretty much going to end up with someone who calls you, fucks you a second time, and then never returns your text.
You get what you pay for. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Did Match.com figure out like the $40 was the tipping point?
No,
like this is the amount of money that people who want a real relationship will pay.
No,
I imagine there are probably guys. First of all, let me preface this by saying I am actually looking for somebody that I could spend the rest of my life with. But I'm also a guy with
one bang at a time.
All right. Sometimes, it's just not going to work, and you want to get laid. But I believe that there's probably guys like me on Match.com too.
Oh, no doubt.
That are willing to spend the $40.
Absolutely. I fully agree. I'm just saying proportionally it's less.
Yes.
I'm sure there are guys like you on ChristianMingle.com that are just on there to fuck some chick who is desperate to find a husband that Jesus set them up with.
Brian made a joke about J-Date, but I've actually thought about it. I was like, well, I mean, I guess I could fucking lie and say that I'm a practicing Jew. But in my heart of hearts, I really am looking for a relationship. Like, for instance, like the girl that I'm going out with tomorrow, talked to her on the phone. She's got an abundance of personality, so I could see like that could work out. The other one was just straight up me being a fucking scumbag, and that happens. And listen, it has happened to me as well.
That was my next question. Has any broad not called you back after you banged, or you were texting them and they weren't texting you back?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I
Answering.
thought this was an open forum for online dating.
Oh.
Oh, sure. I mean, the question was for Jared, but since you had also gone through it, Ian, bring it on.
Oh, no. It was just we went out once. It was one of those. I met her out at a bar. She brought some friends to make sure I wasn't a total psychopath. We seemingly hit it off. She immediately wanted a second date. She had me over to our place. We made dinner. We watched a movie. We had some sex on the couch. And then I assumed there was going to be more dates after that. And I called her twice and texted her twice. And I went, all right. I figured it was just lemon law. She was like, we've only been out on 2 dates. I don't know you anything. I don't know you an explanation. And I was like, no big deal. Cool. See ya. And then I met someone new.
Jared's
taking a piss.
Dick.
It's the worst host the show's ever had.
I didn't flush because the mic picks it up.
What was that story?
This isn't. We weren't fucking playing American Pie here. You couldn't just get up and take a squirt in the middle of us singing.
Before we even continue any further, I just want to let people know this is a grand experiment where we had no topic to talk about, and I decided to get drunk during the show.
I don't think it was necessary to let people know that. I mean, you can edit me saying this out, but I think that the show is what it is. It comes. Sometimes we're going to be talking about pop culture mostly, and sometimes it's going to be this. Sometimes we're going to be talking about our history together.
Right.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but this is the first time in 10 episodes we've ever done this.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, but it's so far so good, in my opinion. I feel it feels a little bit more organic.
No, I agree.
It feels a lot like Jared telling us how he gets his rocks off.
Well, listen, I don't know how we got on that fucking subject, but...
It was Leonard. It's all Leonard's fault.
Exactly. Because, listen, I have 1,000 fucking stories that will make you laugh your fucking ass off.
Well, see, and that's the thing is that... So, yeah, Leonard had asked me that, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. I've been married for fucking almost, 13 years, and prior to that, I was with my my wife for, 6 years, so I've known her almost 20 years.
Right.
Prior to that, it's not like I was the ladies' man by any means. I had a small share, not a fair share. I had a small share, but
a sliver of the pie.
A sliver. I had what I had, and that's fine. But I could not speak knowledgeably about going out and doing the terrible, terrible things you're doing.
Hey, like I said, my last big ex I met online, and not only did I not meet her online because she'll never listen to this, and I'm not going to say her name. But I didn't even meet her on I met her on Adult Friend Finder, which is a straight up fucking sex site.
Absolutely.
And that was your last girlfriend, you said?
Yeah, 3 years I dated
Okay.
her. And I'm still friends with her, and I'm still friends with her family. So, suck on that, bitch. Is what my headline said on Adult Friend Finder. But,
Classic.
yeah, I mean, I have a lot. I mean, listen, I could devote a whole fucking separate podcast to just me telling stories about the dates I've gone on. Jeez, I remember one time, and Adam can back me up on this because he was there. I once had a girl bring another date to our date.
I fucking remember that.
Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Like she was meeting someone who wasn't you for the same date.
Yeah, I'll save this story for another time, but I'll just give you a quick recap. Is this girl, I was bartending at the time, and she came to the bar to visit me and hang out, and we were talking for a couple hours, and everything was going good. And I walked up to her, and I'm getting her free drinks, and all this stuff, and I said to her, I'm like, oh, what's up? And she's like, oh, I'm so nervous. And I'm like, what the fuck are you nervous about? I'm like, we've been talking for 2 hours now. Everything's fine. I'm like, don't worry about it. You got nothing to be nervous about. She goes, no, I'm not nervous about you. I just made another date on Plenty of Fish, and he's coming to meet me here. Can you fucking believe this?
And again, I reiterate the quality of matchups you find on Plenty of Fish style sites.
Well, if that's the case, maybe I should drop the $40 and go to Match.com because I'm not on Match.com.
You should consider it. Again, if you want to push more towards the serious end, if you want to continue living the sweet, sweet, low responsibility life that you lead, then I would say no. But if you want to let Brian and I assimilate you to our sad, empty lifestyles, then
Join us.
So a year from now, we'll be doing the podcast, and I'll be like, you guys remember when I used to have like funny stories and shit about my life? Last night I watched the dog show. It was fun.
It was.
A collie one.
No,
He
it was an
pretty.
American Fox Terrier.
Google gobble, one of us, one of us.
So, you know what? To be quite honest with you guys, I'm doing it for you. All right? I'm doing it for you. And I'm doing it for Adam and my other little group of friends.
I'm taking this dirty gull and bullet for you.
Sweet, thank you. We like to live vicariously through you.
Can we stop talking about my love life?
You're the sure.
Or do you want to hear the story how I drove down to Maryland one time and met this bitch and she totally fucking catfished me? Because that happened.
Oh.
Are you're serious?
I am dead fucking serious.
You drove all the way down to Maryland?
Yes, I drove down to Maryland. I thought I was in love with this broad. You can ask Adam. I was talking about her every fucking day.
So wait, this happened recently? Like since you've met Adam?
Oh, I've met Jared a long time ago.
I've known Adam for 6-7 years now, probably.
Okay, that's recently, though.
It's not in my life.
Adam's a lot younger than me.
Wow.
I would say this happened a year and a half ago.
Holy
Yeah,
Christmas.
we're still working together.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago.
So super recently.
And you're still alive to tell about it.
Well, you know, when you tell somebody your mom broke her ankle and you got to drive home to Pennsylvania.
That was the time?
That was the time, sir.
Gosh.
Good Lord.
Oh, I think I need a shot.
I didn't think that was a real thing. I thought that was just a I thought that was an internet rumor / an MTV show. So you showed up in Maryland and the woman that you were in love with turned out to be a player for Notre Dame?
45-year-old housewife?
No. She was the same age, and it was the same person. I just realized when I had opened the door that every picture I'd ever seen and every Skype phone call we'd ever done was from a certain angle. And there were certain things that I had not seen. Mainly her enormous body.
Jesus Christ.
And cankles.
So for all the time that you've spent doing online dating, you hadn't recognized the up angle shot?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
It's like
there
a
was
classic.
Listen, this is seriously this situation with that girl down in Maryland is definitely me being a total fucking shallow person, because on every other level, personality wise, we clicked, and I was just like, nope, can't do it now. You're too fat. I'm sorry. And unfortunately, I really had no room to even make that judgment on anybody because I was at my top fighting weight at that time. I had no room to maneuver. And I still hit the road.
That's fantastic. You're genuinely one of the worst people we know.
Sir, I drink to that. I have a good heart, though.
Aspiring ladies.
Any ladies listening? My Plenty of Fish profile name is...
Christmas.
I do help out at the soup kitchen and give toys to orphans.
Hey, don't joke. I was actually thinking of helping out at a soup kitchen this year.
To make up for all the broads you banged and didn't call them
I
back?
gotta have some karma backlash.
Jesus. Well, thank you for all of your stories there, sir. I never expected to turn into that.
No, because I planned on starting the show in a totally different way. Excuse me, one of my girls is texting me right now. Which one is it?
I would love if your text sound was like booty time. Booty time, across the USA.
But since you met Kelly on Match.com, I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, maybe I should drop some money down.
Yeah. Do you want that as a Hanukkah present?
No.
Okay.
I take Christmas presents.
Okay.
I take giftmas presents.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever celebration you would like it to be themed after, I will.
Okay. No, don't do that for me, because I would feel bad if I abused the gift that you gave me by being a dirty scumbag. Because I would think about you every time I was doing it.
Okay, well, I want to.
Even better.
Yeah. I don't want to totally corrupt it for you. I just thought.
If I could switch gears for just 1 second, since I would really like to get off my dating life.
Right.
I had just recently, a few days ago, our #1 fan, Dustin, was messaging me on Facebook. Dustin likes to ask me various questions all the time, usually relating to comic books or movies or whatever the hell we were talking about. I think he wanted us to talk about Hunger Games.
Oh.
This time.
Okay.
But he kept calling it Hungry Games. I don't know if he was doing that as a joke.
Irony.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure. But he would message to me, and he was talking to me about how I brought up the fact that we needed to have broads on the show and the titties and all that stuff like that, which, by the way, I just want to say that is our #1 fastest moving YouTube video, the one that I have breasts on as our image. Internet, you are a dirty scumbag just like me. I love you, brother. But Dustin had mentioned to me real quickly, and I was kind of saving this to surprise it to you guys, that every week, in addition to all the listeners that we get on the website and the YouTubes and whatever fucking version of things we're on there, we get an additional 30 to 40 people thanks to Dustin.
What?
How
Yeah.
so?
Sweet mother of
And
pearl.
guess what?
Tell me.
Wait, I got another thing to tell you. They're all juvenile delinquents.
I like where you're going with this. I assume.
I know. It turns out that Dustin is. I'm assuming he's a guard. I don't know. He didn't really explain it to me, but he works for the South Carolina Juvenile Delinquent Department,
Christ.
and he tells me that every week when the web, podcast comes out, he forces it on all the kids in there to listen to.
Is he using it as a scared straight? Like, is that what it's supposed to be? Like, you're going to end up like these assholes unless you get your act together.
After this show, he's probably going to be like, see, guys, get your shit together. You're going to wind up like Jared, dating all these fucking freaks.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
So I told Dustin that I'd give a quick shout out to all those guys and that they'd get very excited. He said they're probably between 16, 17 years old and all in there for some reason. Whatever you guys did, man, whatever. Dustin seems like a cool guy if he's going to let you listen to us. And some of us, mainly me, have been in the same
I was gonna
situation
say,
as you.
whatever
so
it is you've done,
I feel your pain.
Jared's done something worse. You'll turn it around.
Yeah, exactly. Fortunately for you guys, you've all decided to start your criminal careers at 17 and 16. I decided to start mine at 30. I don't know why. I was pretty straight-laced all through my 20s. When I hit 30, I said, fuck it. Why don't I try to smuggle drugs into a jail?
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, your decision-making skills are awesome.
As witnessed by starting a podcast with us and online dating.
And drinking for the 10th anniversary show, where I release all my secrets. Well, come on. You guys have some interesting stories, too, don't you?
Nope.
0. I have 0 stories to tell.
Yeah, I've all my stories, all my shenanigans have dropped off to just about absolute 0 since I have become a married man.
Do you guys have Facebook?
Do we have Facebook?
Yeah. Do you guys have Facebook? So I'm asking you.
Yes.
Answer my question.
Yes.
So you must have heard about Paul Walker dying, right?
I see where you're going for there. Yeah, otherwise I probably would never have known who that was or heard of him dying.
Shit.
It's empty.
Oh, thank God.
Everything's
All right,
ruined.
go on. Sorry, Brian.
I just said if it wasn't for Facebook, I probably never would have known who Paul Walker was or that he died.
You didn't even know who he was?
No, as soon as my wife told me, I was like, oh, Fast and Furious guy.
Yep.
He's dead.
Yeah, what is really odd about that is that, and I'm going back around again to Dustin, the guy he was messaging me and asking me questions and stuff like that, and he goes, oh, did you hear about Paul Walker? You guys should talk about that. And I said, what happened to Paul Walker? And he's like, he just fucking died. I said, what? And I was scouring the news sites, and I'm like, there was nothing on Paul Walker. And I was talking to somebody else, and I'm like, did you guys hear something about Paul Walker dying? And then all of a sudden, my Facebook just blew up with, like, tributes to Paul Walker and really bad jokes to Paul Walker, which I loved. And I just couldn't believe, like, how many people are so lame that they're like, oh, in memory of Paul Walker, and oh, I pray for the family of Paul Walker. But it is ironic that he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. It's very ironic the way he died.
You know, it turns out he wasn't driving, though.
I heard that as well.
Yeah, his business partner of some sort was the driver.
Oh, I had heard something completely different, that it was a charity event that he was doing, and part of that thing, if you donated a certain amount of money, you got to drive in the car with Paul Walker, a la a Fast and the Furious type thing, and the guy crashed the car and killed him.
Oh, I did not hear that. I heard he was...
I could be wrong.
I think it was both. I think he was at a charity event. I think he got a little drunked up at the charity event. I think his business partner that he was with was a little less drunk and thought, oh, I'll drive the Porsche home. And he drove it home.
Yeah, I have no idea whether or not they were... I have no idea if they were drinking or not, but I do know it was the business partner that was driving.
Oh, okay. But
I don't want to cast any aspersions on whether or not these people were drunk or not.
Like Ian just straight out was like, I theorized they're both fucking high on cocaine.
No way, that makes you a better driver. It couldn't have been that.
They were both on ketamine.
All right.
It's kind of actually sad for the guy because he obviously didn't have too much of a career beyond Fast and the Furious, and just as those movies were fucking blowing up and he was probably poised to make a ton of fucking cash, he dies.
Wasn't he also in that movie with Jessica Biel where they were diving in the ocean for some shit? I can't remember the name of it. Does that sound familiar to anybody?
It was Jessica Alba.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jessica
What,
Alba.
Blue Crush?
I have no
Yes.
idea. What
No,
movie.
Blue Crush was about
That's it.
surfing, wasn't it?
Oh, god
Yeah,
damn
Blue
it.
Crush was out surfing. I know the movie you're talking about. I cannot remember what it's about.
Okay, but he didn't
Yeah.
build a
He
career
did-
on
he
this
did-
movie.
Beyond the Fast franchise, he does not do a whole lot of other things.
All right.
Correct.
And boy, was it ever blowing up. But I think he was probably, if I had to guess, he was probably pulling in the least amount of money of all the people who were involved in that franchise. Well, at least all the headlining people.
I'm sure.
I assume Vin Diesel was making a truckload more than he was. I assume even The Rock was making a truckload more than he was.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure the producers could be like, look, we could drop this fucking Paul Walker guy and still do these fucking
Right,
movies.
for sure.
But he was
By the
probably
way, the
making
name of that
more
movie
than-
is Into the Blue.
Okay.
Into the Blue. Okay. But he was probably making more money than he had ever.
Oh, absolutely.
Was making-
Those movies are way, way, way too popular.
Well, considering Fast and the Furious 7 is in production.
Right.
I wonder what's going to happen there.
They'll throw someone else. The same thing when back in 2 and 3 when Vin Diesel had dollared himself out of the franchise, and they just threw in some other bald, muscular fellow to take his place.
Jean-Luc Picard. Patrick
Mr.
Stewart.
Clean?
Fast and the Furious 7.
It was Mr. Clean.
You know, I imagine the probably nobody fucking blinked an eye as far as producing the Fast and Furious 7. We're like, oh, Paul Walker's dead? All right. We don't have a problem here at all.
Right.
Keep going. If anything, this will probably make the movie more popular. Because they
Like The Crow?
Well, The Crow or a la Dark Knight. Because I still hold fast to the truth that Dark Knight would have never made nearly as much money as it did if Heath Ledger hadn't died.
I don't know. I don't think I could get behind that.
I also disagree. That movie was tremendous.
Oh, no. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the movie was bad. But if you look at the numbers compared to Batman Begins to Dark Knight, the jump is dramatic. And that's like opening night dramatic. So based on that, I think the fact that he died really boosted those numbers up. And it just happened that it was a good movie as well.
Right. I think
But there was a lot of word of mouth before that movie came
agree.
out about how he changed himself for this role and he dove into this role and he was completely committed to the role.
It doesn't matter. You hear that shit all the time, dude. He died. That boosted that movie. It's still a good movie.
Right. I think it is one element. I don't think it's the complete story, but because I agree with Brian, and plus, no one had seen, when Batman Begins came out. I think that boosted it. That was such a good movie. But
it didn't do that great.
I thought it did pretty well.
It did enough to warrant a sequel, but it wasn't like, I mean, Dark Knight, when it came out, wound up, what was it, like the third top grossing film or second top grossing film? I mean, that's fucking ridiculous for a fucking.
That's
it
true.
wasn't that good.
I disagree again.
Yeah.
That was a fucking great movie.
It really
except
was.
There was a little bit of lag in the end. I felt they could have cut maybe 10 minutes out of that movie, and it would have been spectacular.
I'm just saying that there was probably a contingent of people who saw that movie who probably would have never gone to see it because Heath Ledger had died.
Okay, I could go on that. There's probably a decent amount of people who went to see it just because Heath Ledger was in it. Never mind the fact that he died.
Right.
There's probably enough fangirls that went to see it because Heath Ledger was in it.
That's true, but you have to admit there was a lot of mystery, a lot of news about it before it hit the fucking theaters. And this doesn't take away from the quality of the movie. The movie it's one of the best fucking comic book movies I ever saw. And he did one of the best performances I ever saw. I just think he got a big boost because he was dead.
Agreed.
Where were we going with this? What the fuck were we talking about?
Paul Walker. Yeah.
Too fast.
Who now?
Fast and Furious 7 will probably be the most highest grossing Fast and Furious ever now because Paul Walker's dead.
If he's in it.
Right.
I'm putting it out right now.
If they actually have footage of him in the film.
Doesn't even matter, Brian. They could say his character died off screen. I imagine it will boost the fucking
His
movie.
character's gonna die in a car crash.
I'm sure that's what's going to
Do you
happen.
think he dies in a car crash in the movie?
Absolutely.
Is that too soon? I don't know.
They're probably rewriting that film right now that he's in some big race and he ends up crashing it and then somebody else has to take over for his role after that. That's it. Boom.
I don't even think they need to recast him, dude. They have the
No. I'm not talking about recasting him. I'm talking about killing his character off and somebody else has to step in to do whatever it is they need to be done. And that person's going to be the new lead in the movies.
Do you think they'll use actual footage from the crash? Just to really make it hit home?
Not likely.
Sure, and then they'll splice in some footage of the Twilight Zone helicopter
Yeah.
incident just for old time's sake.
I like where you're going with this. They could
What
show
else?
the scene where Brandon Lee got shot by that stray bullet.
Yeah. And the dude from, what the fuck was that TV show with the bodyguard? Cover Up? No. There was some show where the lead character got shot in the head with a blank
Oh.
and got killed. I can't remember the name of it. Damn it. It was about a bodyguard.
Yeah.
I will find it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll see.
I know.
Maybe they'll go splice in some footage of that kid from Jackass in his car accident.
Oh, Ryan Dunn.
There
Oh,
you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be racing Paul Walker.
This smacks of Princess Diana.
Oh, we've come all the way around back to the radio show, haven't we, Brian?
Yep.
Come full circle.
What did you say about Princess Diana?
I said this whole thing smacks
No,
of
no. I'm talking about when we were on the radio show.
That was you,
I
you
don't-
drunk.
Oh, it was me?
That was right when I came in. You guys had gotten in a lot of trouble because you and Andy had done a really long bit about them dying in a car crash and smoking
God,
a
that's right.
bong out of her boyfriend's skull.
Yeah, we reenacted it, right?
Yeah.
That's what we did. Wow, I really am drunk that I forgot that. Yes, I reenacted Princess Diana dying in a car crash on public radio.
By the way, I was right. That show was named Cover Up, and the lead character did kill himself accidentally by putting a gun to his head with a blank in it and pulling the trigger.
Wow.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
That's kind of hilarious. I agree.
He thought he took all the blanks out, but one, spun the chamber like Russian roulette, put it up to his head, and pulled the trigger, and there was still one blank in it.
Wow.
And what was this guy's name?
John Eric Hexum. He was the lead character in a show called Cover Up back in the early 80s.
No, I don't know.
I used to watch it all the time.
Didn't the
because,
guy...
that's a show I watched when I'm 7 years old.
Didn't the guy... Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was completely thinking... This guy actually did kill himself. It wasn't an accident. But I was thinking of the dude... You remember that show, The Voyagers? Or Voyagers?
Yes, I loved that show.
Oh, I know. That was a fucking great show. He killed himself, though. But for real.
The kid or the actual the adult?
The adult. That's why they stopped doing the show.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Huh. I felt like they were trying to pull off like a Doctor Who ripoff of some sort, because that guy had a scarf, didn't he?
Yeah, he had like a whole steampunky thing going on, too.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great show, though. Do you know Voyagers, Adam?
It sounds familiar.
I hope they bring it back at some point.
It's a time travel show. You know the kid on Voyagers was Punky Brewster's older brother?
He definitely looked like her.
Yeah, he had... Boy, you want to talk about Jufro. Oh, my God. That kid had Jufro for miles and miles. Did I mention I'm a fucking asshole?
I always thought that's why you cut your hair short, because you'd have a Jufro.
No, I actually do not have a Jufro, absolutely whatsoever. Which thus proving the theory that being Jewish is not a fucking genetic thing.
It's a genetic thing. Your theory proves nothing. You're just a non-practicing Jew. It's no big deal.
No, oh my God. Let me throw this out right now, all right? There is no proven Jew gene, all right? It is a fucking religion. You can be Jewish or you can not be Jewish. It doesn't matter. I've met Puerto Rican Jews.
True.
I've met black Jews.
True.
All right? If my hair were to grow out, it can't. I've tried. It does not come out curly.
It's in the Star of David. I've seen it.
It comes out to a big Star of David. Fuck you, and fuck you.
Oh my God! Talk about. By the way, the lead character in Voyagers, John Eric Hexum. It's the dude from Cover Up.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
Oh, so he did accidentally kill himself.
Yes.
Wow.
On the set of another show.
That is really weird that we came to that.
It all comes back around. I never knew that. Now I do.
Oh, so he was on another... Oh, I thought he actually legit killed himself.
No, accidentally.
Well, I mean, like, purposely. You know.
Yeah.
He was trying to have some fun. He was funning, and he fucked up.
Phineas Bogg was his character's name on Voyagers.
They need to fucking revamp that show.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, like redo
Let's get in touch.
Explore
Get in
the
touch with
history
ABC.
a little bit more.
Let's get it done.
Because
that, and they need to bring back Quantum Leap.
Well, you'll never see that, but
that fucking show was awesome.
And Sliders. Sliders is a show.
Poor Sliders.
Sliders, honestly, listen to me. Hear me out on this. Sliders should be turned into a comic book where you could do really crazy shit and ignore seasons 3, 4, and 5 and just keep it at the core 4. Right? No fucking Kari Wurer. No Jerry O'Connell's brother. Right? It's really weird that you're mentioning this because I just watched Sliders last night on Netflix.
We used to watch Sliders all the time.
Sliders was a cool fucking show.
That was a cool show.
Yeah.
It was a cool show that just went off the fucking rails, unfortunately. Yes. Yeah, but that should be brought back in comic book form. And fuck it, bring back Quantum Leap too. I don't care.
Fuck it, bring them all back.
Fucking bring them all back. I'll fucking write them.
I love all of those time travel alternate universe shows. I mean, they're just so inventive, and it's a shame that they typically do not catch on, or they get driven into the ground like Sliders.
Well, yeah, because Sliders fell into that problem where they're just like, oh, let's do vampires of the week, and let's do Species was a popular movie at the time. Let's do a version of that. They just kept doing that over and over again.
They did start to try to get like a character, not a character arc, an arc for the season. They started trying to do season arcs, and it just never worked out, I think.
They didn't start doing that till the show went into the shitter, in my opinion. They brought the Cro-Mags into it. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. As soon as John Rhys Davies left the show, that's when it stopped being good.
Here's the problem. Me being younger than you guys, that's when I really liked the show, because I was young then.
Well, you're a fucking idiot, but that's all right.
I was like, oh shit, he's got a brother. This is so cool.
Get back in your box, man, in the box.
Yeah. And then you start reading the history, you're like, oh, Jerry O'Connell forced his own brother onto the show, and you're like, oh, that's lame. But Adam, don't worry, because back when I was a kid and they used to do reruns of the 1960s Batman show,
Ooh, that was a good
I used to look at that shit like it was deadly serious, like it was the fucking Dark Knight. I watched that show.
The size of that bomb.
That's just, like, it's just weird how a kid's mind doesn't fucking formulate. And I was like, this is some serious shit, man. Batman's running around with a bomb and there's nuns in front of him and he's got a spray that gets sharks away from him. I mean, this is what he does, you know. And then you're in college and you're like, oh, that's fucking awesome. FX is playing the Batman 1960 series again, and you watch it and like, this is fucking the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
It was a different time.
Yeah, well, no, it's not. It's a kid thing. When you're a kid, everything's serious, you know. Would you agree?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm a good foil to you here, Jared, because I can give you that shitty kid opinion about all the stuff that you hated.
No, I understand. Now listen, listen. As a kid, I loved the Transformers. Love the Transformers, right? I mean, my whole day operated around going to watch that show at 3:30 when I got home from school. That's what I did. Bought the toys, watched the show, fucking loved it. I will not go back and watch Transformer episodes now. I think it's on Netflix. I'm sure there's other, or on DVD. There's 1,000 ways that I can watch these episodes again. I will not do it because I know if I watch them now and be like, this is stupid. But in my mind, they are fucking golden right now. So I will not do it. I don't want to destroy that memory.
They definitely don't hold up.
Yeah, for sure.
God damn it, Brian.
But they're still fun to watch because you remember, like, oh, I remember this episode. Oh, I remember that guy. And oh, I remember this and I remember that. And then going and watching the movie is awesome.
But you're right.
So, bonkers cartoons. Remember Mask?
Yeah, that was good.
Dude, Mask had the best fucking toys.
Yeah, they really did.
Oh, they were awesome.
The cars with the gull wing doors that turn into things that fly, and the helicopter that turns into a jet.
Yeah.
Dude, they had the one with oh my God, I wanted this toy so bad as a kid, and I finally got it. You'd think I'd fucking won the lottery. Was the motorcycle that turned into the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I had that.
Yeah, I had a lot of Mask toys. I got a lot of fucking...
That was the one with the sidecar that turned into a submarine, too, right?
No. That was a different motorcycle.
Okay. I had both of them then.
Get your shit straight, Brian, all right? Yeah, but I had that one, too, with the sidecar thing. That was fucking awesome. I had that. I had the fucking plane that turned into the helicopter, which is the bad guys one. I had the car that with the gull wings.
That was the good guy.
Yeah. I had the motorcycle. I had the sidecar motorcycle. I had the 1950s, like, Edsel car.
With the missiles in the headlights?
With the missile in the headlights, and it had the tire in the back that you hit the button and fucking blades came out of it. It shot out.
I had that too.
Shit. I had one other one too. Oh, I had like it was like a moto race motorcycle that you hit the button and it turned into a hovercraft. Like the wheels actually split down the middle and formed out.
That one I don't remember, but I might have had that one.
Yeah. I mean, that show might have not, because I can't even tell you anything from the show, to be honest with you, but the fucking toys were phenomenal. I even had the kid with the robot.
Yeah.
The robot turned into a scooter.
Yep.
Adam's looking at me like he doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I saw the live action. I never saw any of
the live action.
Wait, the live
action
with
movie?
With Rocky Dennis?
That era.
Rocky
I've
Dennis.
seen the live action shows from that era, but none of the cartoons. So.
Oh, you mean you saw the what live action?
Yeah, what?
No, I mean in that era, like, you know, I've seen all the fucking 70s live action shows, but cartoons, fucking forget it. So I've.
Oh, he's not
He's
saying
just,
specifically
I thought you
of this show.
Yeah, we're talking about just in general.
Mask is an 80's cartoon, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
You got another one on me.
I don't know. It
Welcome
was
back, Connor.
the premise is ridiculous. I mean, it's like you had a car that turned into sort of a plane.
Sounds like bad Transformers.
Nope, it was
That's
better.
pretty much
Yeah.
kind of what it was. The vehicles didn't move and talk on their own, though.
Right.
No, but then each guy had a mask that they wore, like this. It was more like a helmet. They should have called the show a fucking helmet, because they wore a helmet. But each helmet had like different powers too. Like one guy could lift shit, one guy could shoot laser beams. You know,
This show's all over the place.
but the toys were fucking great, man.
Yeah.
The only
Do you
problem
remember
was
the base?
I never got that. I
Yeah,
don't
the
know if
base
you
was
had
cool.
that.
Wasn't it like a mountain with a
Yes.
like a gas station
Station,
or
yeah.
something out in front of it?
It was like called like Boulder Mountain or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
And that was I had all that. I had fucking bunches of He-Mans. I had a ton of Transformers. G.I. Joe I did not have a lot of.
Oh, I had a shit
But I had
ton of
I had like
G.I. Joes.
all of the mask shit because it wasn't around that long.
You want to know something interesting about the G.I. Joes that I had as a kid? And I had a ton of them. I never played with them as G.I. Joe. I played with them as other things. Right? They were always superheroes or something else or Ghostbusters or whatever the fuck it was. But they were never the G.I. Joe characters.
Spirit, I wish you were Superman.
I had Spirit, you motherfucker. He was fucking awesome.
That's one of the only Joes I had. That's why I pulled them out of my hands.
Oh my god, I had Spirit, Storm Shadow, fucking all of them.
No, I don't know why. I just either I didn't get into G.I. Joe, the toys, or they just weren't purchased for me, and I was begging for Transformers more than G.I. Joes.
Yeah, I could.
But I had a very small platoon of Joes.
Well, you know what it was for me was there was just sometimes like you wanted to play Transformers, you had to play with Transformers. There's just no way around it, But then when you're like, oh, I want to play fucking Batman, you pull out your fucking superpowers Batman, and he's got to beat up the G.I. Joes because you need criminals for him to beat up.
I understand.
Bottom line.
I get toys.
Yeah.
I remember what it's like to be a kid. Oh, hey, and you know what? If you want to buy any of those Transformers, you know where you can buy them at?
Where's that?
Through the Amazon link on our website. Hey, folks, want to support the show? Thanks for listening. Just go click on the Amazon link on the prodigalsonspodcast.com website. If you have ad blocker on, just turn it off or allow our website through, and then you'll be able to see the banner on our page. Click on that, buy all of your awesome Christmas gifts. Maybe some fans of Transformers want to buy some stuff. Maybe some people want to buy the Bob and David book that Jared loved. Maybe they want to buy Jared a bottle of vodka. Do they sell liquor on Amazon?
Doubtful.
Damn it. Never mind. Buy him a shot glass instead. If you want to buy anything for any of your significant others or whatnot, go through our Amazon link. Doesn't cost you any extra, and we get some pennies on the back end for advertising fees. It would help us out a lot. If you really like the show, if you like listening to Jared to talk about his love life again and again, support the show. And if you want to reach us, you can reach us on the webcast or the website. It's prodigalsons.com. You can reach us on Facebook, facebook.com/prodigalsonspodcast, or on Twitter, prodpod. Or you could reach me at Be A Little Weird on Twitter. And these two clowns have handles that I don't remember anymore.
That makes
I
two
think
of
mine's
us.
my name.
Awesome. What was that, Jared?
I said I think mine's my name.
Yeah, I think you're right. Jared_Lanham.
Yeah.
Hot.
Also, YouTube. Which you
ahead.
always fail to forget.
Well, you mentioned it earlier in the show, so I figured
That's
that was
true.
enough.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I don't know the address for it. But you're all dirty scumbags because the one with the breasts on it is the most popular one. The fastest tracking one.
I actually clicked on that one 10 times.
I have to say, gentlemen, because every time I do one of the YouTube videos, I load up the audio and our wow, I really am drunk. Our logo, and then from listening to it, I go and find pictures on Google to load into the thing. This week was the most fun I ever had looking for photos to load into the video because it was all cosplay breasts, and I was like floored by how many women love to dress up like Wonder Woman and get naked, and Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. That's all it was, over and over again. And I had to find a tasteful photo, and it was very hard.
And what the hell's her name?
Power Girl.
Yes.
Yes.
God damn it.
Do you like the one I have on there?
Yeah, that's fine. I've seen better, but that
The
one's
whole
fine
eyes
too.
up here photo.
Yeah. Oh, Power Girl.
That girl is nude? Why did you whisper that? There's nude photos of the girl that I put on the thing?
I'll have to find them and give them.
Well, I'll find them.
I was going to say, not on YouTube, it's not.
Yeah. Let's
What's that?
I think Ian wants us to put us on the wrap-it-up clock.
yeah.
Oh, we were going there anyway. All right, is that it, Ian? You got nothing else to say?
No, I'm totally
Use some sound
satisfied
effects.
with this show.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up then, gentlemen. It was a good experiment. I feel good about everything that we did tonight.
I agree.
I also agree. I don't feel good about the things I heard from you tonight, but I feel good about the show. It makes me dirty. It makes me feel dirty.
Do you need to take a shower after the show?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then my mission is accomplished. I had a feeling that this could either go horribly wrong or horribly great, and I have a feeling it went horribly great.
Good adjective.
Horribly great.
Yes.
That's the name of the episode. All right. Well, that's it. I have nothing else to say. Do you?
Nope. I'm ditching you nerds. I'll see you later.
Sign us off, man.
All right. I was getting to that. God
All right.
damn.
Well,
man.
he's about to fucking switch off.
Fuck him. He don't ever fucking talk anyway.
Wow.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
Take care.
See ya.
And then she whispered in Ian's ear, "Why don't you go get yourself fucking kidnapped so you have something to talk about?"
That was just odd.